her Frank Pereira, the same. And the time sequence is also the same. Let me introduce Sufyan. Sufyan Bergman is from United States of America. He moved to Singapore 5 weeks ago, still new in Singapore. He's from California. He's not really funny, but he likes funny things. The title of the speech is Smile. I am not that boring. Let's welcome Toastmaster Sufyan Bergman.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters, Madam President, and fellow members of West Coast Toastmasters Club. My name is Mohammed Sufyan Muslim, but please call me Sufyan. It is an honor and pleasure for me to give my very first speech of Toastmasters today. Thank you for that opportunity. I actually moved to Singapore about 5 weeks ago, and before that I was born in America and raised in California. I moved over here to Singapore because I married a Singaporean native, and after a lengthy discussion, me and her decided that it was most ideal that we both moved over here. We are expecting our first child in January, thank God. A baby boy. And I like to think and talk about and watch funny things. I'm not really that funny, no one really laughs at my jokes. But it never ceases to allow me to do it at any way. And really that's all I'm going to be talking about myself today. Don't worry, smile, I'm not that boring. While I was preparing my speech, I was thinking about all the things that I could be talking about myself today. But I kept going back to when I came here on August 24th, my first time as a visitor to West Coast Toastmasters Club. And I kept thinking about Mr. Hiroshi Kaneko's speech about impromptu speaking. And I kept thinking about Miss Jenny Lim's speech about her experiences and her skills in teaching and education. I also thought about Mr. Forrest Lee on how he welcomed me when I came through and gave me the attention I needed when I wanted to come here and I explained to him I wanted to learn about public speaking. And most of all, I was thinking about the warm welcome every single one of you gave me that day. And I realized as I was preparing my speech that I was focusing way too much about my past and telling you about my past. But my reasons of joining Toastmasters is less about my past and more about the future. In my past, mistakes were made, and that brought me here so that I could improve. And today, a decision was made to join. And in the future, God willing, I'll be improving. Past, present, future. And all that combines together. And I realized then that talking about my past isn't going to be really explaining why I'm here today. Because I'm trying to look towards the future of becoming more and more improving at my speaking skills. So, what does Mr. Kaneko's speech or Jenny Lim's speech have to do with anything about the future? And it has to do with everything about the future. When I came here, and I was sitting right here when Mr. Kaneko was talking about his speech in the Better Speaking series. And I stand before you today, right before Jenny Lim is going to do her speech. And this was 3 weeks after she did a speech afterwards. Very ambitious. And this is after all the warm welcomes that I come over here. And I didn't know how do I address myself when I came through that door. How do I address any one of you? But coincidentally, Mr. Valentin Livio was able to talk about making connections through networking. Very ironic, because I didn't know how to address any one of you when I first came through that door. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to fit in a new country, in a new culture. I didn't know. But also, incidentally, I had found out that day that Mr. Livio Deltine was the only person in the room that could speak Italian. And it made me feel better about myself, that I could fit in, just like many of the other foreigners here have. So today I want to talk about the future, because today is that day where the future, whether I realize it or not, the future is now, because every single one of you brings something to the table. Whether it's from your experiences at work or Toastmasters or education, if you bring something to the table, and it's up to newcomers like me, the new generations of speakers that you guys teach, to take what you have, and whether I take it or not is up to me. I'm still trying to learn about how to speak and address it, and you just kind of see me right now, kind of stumbled through my words. But I hope to improve with all of you, and I know that I can improve because I know that every single one of you, what you bring to the table, I was already being molded before I started speaking right here today. Before I even started speaking, because of the speeches that I saw and the interactions that I had, and before even Mr. Frank Pereira was able to evaluate me, I was being molded as part of the new generations of speakers. Don't worry. If you guys want to know a little bit more about me, that time will come. It says that right there in the Toastmasters manual. The best way to start your speaking experience is to talk about something familiar, yourself. I'm no stranger to talking about myself, and the time will come, God willing. But first, I'm thinking of looking into the future and improving my own speaking skills. Smile. I'm not bad for it. That time will come. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Past, present, future. We all thinking about